Good afternoon, Nifties. Buenas tardes. Bienvenidos a Nicole. Me llamo Nicole, and we are a crafting community. So grab your work in progress, also known as a whip, and let's get started on our 10-minute crafting break. So I have my BuJo. I think it's just a regular journal, but I use it as a BuJo from Coco and Lynn, and you can see how cute it is with my little name embroidered on it. My name is Nicole, and I found these random panda stickers. They were actually on a little box that I had, but I threw it away, and so I kept the stickers. So I don't know. I wish I could remember who it was, but I saw a little art video, and then what you do with this is you start here. I'll start again, just for kicks and yes, just for giggles. So you divide it up, and then you make these squirrely lines. Because I'm probably gonna do another one, because I really liked it. I'm gonna go light this time because I'm thinking I want to do a different color background. So you just divide it up and you make these like squiggly lines, and they can be different. And then you make some this way. I feel like making little boxes because last time I feel like I made the boxes too big. So I'm gonna make some little and some big. And probably that one is too squiggly, but that's okay. Okay, there we go. And they're all different. And then you take your, oh, I didn't even tell you guys. Oh, I'm drinking pour over coffee in my favorite Eeyore cup because the struggle is real. And I was struggling a little bit, but I have a renewed sense of self. Anyway, okay, then next step is I'm going to grab a pencil here. So I used to have pins in the drawer and also some sitting on the desk. And I just thought, oh, that's a waste of space because I should try to simplify my space. But now I know why that happened, because then I could like reach things. Okay, I found it. Oh, that pencil was kind of deep. Anyway, and then you make a shape inside. So, but it needs to be like kind of an organic shape. There we go. Okay, and then you make a bunch of these shapes and then you color them in. So I've colored in all of my squares, so I'm going to work on this side because it's the side that I'm working on. But I wanted to see how I set it up. Okay, so you color in each of them, and I've used my main colors here. These are pins from Erin Condren. They came in a little set. Actually, I was gifted these. They have like a purple and a pink and a bluish color. And then I have this pin from Creative Memories, which is a scrapbooking company. And I actually love these pins and wish that I hadn't lost some in the move. I lived in Korea for a little bit and I took them with me, and on the move back, my box broke open and I lost them. And then I have this Tombow, which I love this company, Tombow. And then this one, oh, this is a great pin, the Koi by Sakura. These are Japanese pins, which I love. This one's also a Tombow, and I'm using this for like my thick lines. You can see here it had a brush tip, and actually the brush got like kind of yucky, and so I cut it. But it still works. It looks pretty good, right? I like the brush tip for coloring. This is, I think, a Tombow as well. And then I have my favorite everyday pins, the Pilot G2s. My favorite to write with is this G238 because when I write in my journal, I write pretty, oh, probably I shouldn't show you all that. Anyway, because those are names, but I write pretty small, so I like to have a small tip. Anyway, so I am decorating this one right here. And I think the goal is to just do whatever calls to you. I like that the Coco and Lynn journal has these dot pages on the back because I'm not very straight. And so I like that there's something to guide me. Like this one, I totally use the dots for this little plaid color. I left some of them blank white, and then I'm going over them with the colors. But this one is yellow, and I wanted to go over here. I saw this on a post. Actually, I've seen a few posts that do the same thing. But they often do like blue Maybe I've just seen the same post over and over again, but they often do like a blue color, and I like that. Like blues and greens, it looks like the ocean to me. But I'm feeling a little bit fall, so I wanted to use some fall colors. I did add in this pink, but I think it's a little bit peachy, like which says a little bit more fall. And I think paired with like the gold and things like that, it kind of says fall to me. So, of course, I started doing this because I was trying to do my work and, use my journal to focus on my work. But then I just got a little bit distracted. When they make those videos on Instagram or on TikTok, I guess, they make them and they speed them up so much that, in like 1 minute, they get done like a whole page. And I don't know if it takes them a whole page because, maybe they are professionals and, when you're a professional, you're faster. But for me, it takes me a long time. I probably spent, let me think, at least already an hour, probably more. This very beginning part is it's pretty easy to set up, but then it's hard to, not hard, but it takes me a minute to like really think of like what design I want to do next and like what inspires me. This brown color, if you look at it here, this one is undecorated, but I decorated this one because this one was screaming like, I'm wood. So I made it wood, and then I, for some reason, wanted bricks, and I was going to do it on a pink, but I felt like golden bricks were pretty. And then this one is supposed to be like pavers, like stone pavers, but I'm not sure I love this one. I liked it more. I probably shouldn't have put the black in between it. I thought it would look like grout, but I don't think I made my little pavers like big enough. This one, it reminds me of like a flower for Dia de los Muertos, and like I think they're called marigold flowers. So I like that. This one kind of reminds me of a rose. I think like they just kind of go together. And then I made this little like squiggly one. This one looks like fish scales to me, a little bit, except that it's like going in concentric. I think these little hearts are so sweet. Okay, I can't decide what I'd like to do next. I thought this was going to take me longer, and then I should have like planned it out a little bit better. I did do this diagonal with this, but I feel like we need some more diagonal. So I think I'm going to use this one. And this time I'm going to do different diagonal. I'm going to go this way, and maybe I'm going to use different like thicknesses and thinnesses of like the lines. I'm going to just go thin just to get started. So this is the 0.38. So I don't know if you can tell, but it's been a while since our last post. I've been a little bit overwhelmed with the move, and I know I finished, but after I finished, I had to like really focus on my work because I was kind of neglecting my work. And unfortunately, I actually have not even caught up. Today is Veterans Day, so thank you to all of you who served. And in fact, I need to make some phone calls to people who've served in my own life, including my father. He was in the Air Force for 20 years, and he retired from the Air Force. And then he and my mom, they both worked for the Air Force, but as civil servants. And he was talking to me actually about how, of course, right now he's not getting paid because of the government shutdown. And he was talking to me about how that there have been times that they haven't gotten paid. And I'm going to just go over and maybe make this like a little bit thicker. Oh, that's interesting, right? Just like a little bit thicker. And how this is not the first time that they've also, I think it's called being furloughed. So they've also been furloughed before in the past. But thankfully, my father, he's on full disability because of injuries that he sustained while he was in service. And so he's still getting that and his like Social Security, but he's not getting his retirement pension. And thankfully, my dad is in an okay position, but it makes me worried for all those other veterans who are not in okay positions and all those people who, you know, need SNAP benefits, you know, just everyone. And so I think that's another thing that I've really been like kind of thinking about. And is that better? Is that better, Nifties, or was it better with just the thin? I feel like I want to go even further and just go really deep, really thick. I'm gonna do it again. But I've missed you, and I realized that, you know, that this is my calling, to spend just a little bit of time. Oh, that's better, huh? I just needed a thicker one. I needed to really commit. Also, I've been following the series by at I am Shania Khan, or Shania. I'm not sure how she pronounces her name. It might be Shania because she's from Texas, like Shania Dwayne. I am Shania Khan, and she's talking about the soft 60 and just how to treat yourself better in 60 days. So I love that. I was following her series, but she also recently just hit 100,000 followers, and she has even more on TikTok. And she was talking about how, like, that anyone can do it, that if she can do it, anyone can do it, but that you have to have like a reason. You have to have a calling. You have to be offering your viewers something. And I feel like I am offering you guys something. I also feel like I'm offering myself something, which is equally important to me. And then she talked about how, like, it's it's good to go viral because, of course, if your video goes viral, it means that you get more like eyes on your platform. But that going viral shouldn't be the goal, because oftentimes when you go viral, it's like you're going viral but because of a trick or like a gimmick. And that isn't what is sustainable, and that's not what builds community. Right? Tricks don't build community. Authenticity builds community, and sincerity, right, which goes with authenticity. Also, authenticity. Sorry. Also, be consistency. Consistency builds community, and as you may know, I was posting very consistently, like very consistently. I think I'm up to 80 videos, like super consistently. And then the move came, and I took a big break, and it's like a little break in my heart as well. And so I'm here, I'm back. I told my son, I said, okay, I'm gonna go in the room, because now I have my own room, which is just so nice. But I was like, oh, I'm gonna go in my room. I feel like polka dots. I feel like this one's calling me for polka dots. And I want to do a little brown on brown. This one turned out so pretty, right? It took a minute, but it turned out pretty. I think I'm gonna go over it just a little bit here. See if I can get this little tiny bit. Okay. And I said, I'm gonna go in my room. I don't know if you can kind of hear him. He's playing video games with his friends out in the living room. And I said, I'm gonna make my video. And he said, oh, it's about time. And that just tells me, oh, it has been a while, and that I've been not feeding my own soul, right? I'm not bringing my own self peace. I have been exercising, which is great. That's probably one of the main reasons I wanted to move to this place that I moved to. I'm not moving anymore. I moved. And they have they have a lap pool, and I'm doing so good on my laps. I started out with 5, which is great. You know, I feel like 5 is a good amount, but I used to do 20 2 or 3 times a week. I'd do 20 laps. And now I'm already, yesterday I did 17. So I'm almost up to the 20, which I feel like so proud of myself for, like, making a goal. And it also makes me feel super peaceful because, and I learned this from Shania too. I wish I'm going to call her Miss Con. That some people are like water people. And water people really get their energy and peace from being in the water. And I definitely think that's me. And so it's been such just a real gift to myself to have this place that has a pool that is so close to me so that I can just run down. Like I don't feel at all bad about running down. Okay, I don't know if I like these polka dots. But I don't know, I don't feel at all bad about running downstairs and, jumping in the pool, doing a few laps, and then just getting out and, coming back up and taking my shower. I know he's here. I know if something big happens, I can run up. And so I feel pretty excited about that. Okay, Nifties, I'm not all into this. I feel like it needs some more dots. Okay, what if I trace them? I'm gonna try to trace these big ones. You know what? It feels like it needs some big ones and some small ones. Oh, Nifties. I think I'm gonna make one big one. I'm gonna make one big one out of this one. And then I'm gonna make some small ones. Okay, let's see if I can fix this one. At any rate, Nifties, thank you so much for just coming back and being with me on Veterans Day here in the United States. Oh, look, you can't even tell that was 4. Let me just add some more pigment. Oh, just color that in. Okay. Oh, see? It just needed like a big one. Just kind of anchor your focus on that little one. Okay. I'm going to add some more. I feel like after this, I need some white. Let me do some of these little tiny ones. This is such a fun exercise to do when you're avoiding your work. I like it specifically because I can just focus on a little tiny amount. Like if I look at the whole page, I will be too overwhelmed. But, just doing one little square, just trying to find my own creativity within that square is really fun. Okay, I think I'm going to do all the brown circles. I just like to have that one big one. You know what? I'm going to make this a thick, a bold line. Screaming that I need the bold line. Oh no. Oh, I wish my hand was steadier. What should I do, Nifties? I'm going to probably resort to my favorite thing, which is to add some more line. No, I was going to add more color. Okay. Sometimes I just do too much, Nifties. I get into it and then I do too much. Let's see if it works out. Okay, at any rate, I'm going to keep going with this. Tomorrow, I wanted to talk about it today, but we're already over time as always, but I mean, we are catching up. I wanted to talk to you guys about our New Year's resolutions. And, so I guess we will save that discussion for tomorrow. But like I said, I'm so grateful for your presence here and for you logging in. And if you enjoyed your 10-minute crafting break, or feel just a little bit more peace after spending time in community with other Nifties, please like this video, follow, become a follower, and share with a friend who you think might enjoy or benefit from a 10-minute crafting break. If you could, tell me what you're working on. I would love to see that. And if you go to our threads, you can see my finished project, hopefully. I'm probably not going to finish all of it, but I am going to finish some of it. And I'll probably do one more square off camera, and I will put that on our threads. And I would love to see yours on our threads too. For now, we will see you tomorrow, and nos vemos.